Trump, will you come speak to us? President Trump?
How do you feel? How do you feel?
You are so brave and beautiful. Thank you.
Please just give us a little room, please.
Thank you
little
so
room.
much.
Back up. Just a little room to the car, please. Let's get her.
My name is Eric Tucker, and I cover the FBI, Justice Department, and national security for the Associated Press in Washington. It's been a rough stretch for former President Donald Trump, and he continues to face a rocky road ahead. We had a verdict in New York in a civil case accusing him of the sexual abuse of a woman decades earlier. However, he faces multiple ongoing criminal investigations in both Washington and Atlanta. The Justice Department special counsel is investigating allegations that he and his allies worked together to overturn the results of the election in 2020. He's facing a separate investigation into the retention of classified documents at his Florida home in Mar-a-Lago. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, prosecutors are investigating efforts by him and his allies to subvert the results of the Georgia state election in 2020 in that presidential race. And the prosecutor there has said she expects to announce a conclusion to that investigation in the summer or early fall. The Mar-a-Lago investigation in particular is one that appears to be really intensifying and heating up. The Justice Department has put before a grand jury here in Washington significant close aides of the former president and has been really pressing these individuals about the allegations of potential obstruction. These are potential felony charges that could arise from this indictment. Felony charges in the federal system carry the prospect of prison, and certainly there are multiple instances in the past of defendants who have been convicted of either obstruction or of retaining classified information who have indeed been sentenced to prison.
A prepackaged video that took supposedly 7 takes to get it right.
Did you give me the playback?
How are we doing in the state?
One of the things that was really interesting is that the New York indictment from March did very little to dim Trump's status as the presumed presidential frontrunner in the 2024 race. If anything, it emboldened him, and there's no question that going forward, Trump is likely to use these investigations to his political advantage and suggest that he's the victim of political persecution. It's not clear how successful that argument will be for these very serious investigations in Washington and in Atlanta, given the nature of the allegations that are at issue here, which really are different in kind and scope and severity than what we saw in New York, which involved hush money payment allegations that dated back, frankly, years ago. It is not clear when these investigations are going to resolve. When the special counsel Jack Smith was appointed to the position back in November, he indicated that he was going to work quickly and with haste, and that is his reputation as somebody who is a hard-charging, fast-moving prosecutor. And indeed, by all accounts, these investigations are progressing quickly. There obviously is an awareness of the political calendar and presumably a desire by the Justice Department to avoid any sort of perception of political interference. So there is an incentive to try to resolve these investigations sooner rather than later, but it is unclear when that might come.
Co-owner, right? I like it.
President Trump, are you going to testify in New York?